It is April 28th. The birds are out. I think it's officially spring. I'm not so much worried about any late frost now. April 28th being close to May, I think we're pretty safe. So I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough. Before I do that, you gotta mind the mess. I got barricades set up all over my yard because there's all kind of stuff planted. The dogs run out, jet straight from here to the fence to say hey to the neighbor dog, and they always tear up this garden. So I've got a barrier of stuff just stacked. So mind the mess, everything here is a barrier. But all right, we're gonna start off. See everything, shovel protecting the banana, bucket protecting the indigo, protecting asparagus. All right, I'm doing this on a first take, so this might not be great. Anyway, the vegetable garden, I'm gonna go ahead and start. And I got some big problems here. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the back. And my issue, all this ground here, squish, it like it floods and it soaks up, and the culprit is how the neighbor's yard is terraced up over mine. So I get tons of water and soggy, and it just sits here and it just rots everything in here, and it's killed off all of my asparagus that was growing in here. So in a hurry, I went and got 20 bags of concrete, dug a little trench, put it through here, runs the water off to the front, lets it sit in the front yard. Anyway, it works, but not good enough. We had 2 straight days of rain. Anyway, strawberry patch. Well, anyway, what I'm trying to do is next year, what I'm gonna end up doing is when I'm get my growing season done is I'm gonna take out all these beds, and these are huge. I've done it before. It's gonna take me weeks to do it, and move all these beds along this fence. So I'll remove the strawberry patch, the fruit trees, and have to put all these beds up here. But I got to figure out some drainage because I can't let the water sit up against my house for days. I've put in drains, but they fill with mulch. Anyway, whatever, any suggestions would be great. But the water comes down here, sits in my backyard, and I need to find a way to get it to run off to my front. So I'll be shoveling and digging all this up soon. But anyway, strawberry patch finally producing, tons of little ones. So it was worth picking them all off. You know, for the first year, I didn't get a single strawberry the first year. And I've got regular garden beds, you know, beans, whatever. Every bed has potatoes, every bed has garlic, every bed has onion. Then it's got the other stuff, beans. And these beds here, and I've got, you know, regular greens, beans. Over here I've got like regular kales, all that. And that's for the peach tree. Let's take a look. This one is the bonanza peach. It's still got some peaches on here. Where are you at? Some little tiny ones like up in here. And this tree is still up to my ribs. And the strawberries are actually delicious, and they're coming out crazy. So this one's not quite ready. It's still sweet, but usually after they get to this point, the snails are gonna get them. So there's a couple. Yeah, that one's not ready. So anyway, what I do is, I'm not a murderer, but I just keep a knife and I carve off when the snails, hey, come on, bro. All right, and that's it for the veggie bed side of the house. But like I said, I've got to stop the water from pulling up here, and I still have standing water here. I've built gutters, tried to do it, whatever. Anyway, so let's flip back around. All right, little insect hotel. We're gonna go. So these pear trees, these Orient pear trees, they lost all their pears. But I did notice, if I can get, this video really is not in any type of order. Come up to here, look, they started to reflower after they dropped all their fruits. So the size they should be is about right here. But I will see if they get to go to season or if they get to ripen. Anyway, I'm finally getting this to come through. I finally got the tree canopy as I walk through the forest, starting like I look straight up. But man, this is the what is that? It's a plum tree, the Toka bubblegum plum, and it's massive. It's been in the ground for 2 years now. but there's no use to have it if it's not going to fruit. It's got one plum left. Last year, all the blooms rotted. And I wrote it down. They all rotted again, except I've got one plum. I don't know if they're not getting pollinated, because it says that the Santa Rosa pollinates it, but the Santa Rosa's right here and it didn't do anything. It's got almost no plums. Emerald drop pluot, this one is coming out. And since that pear is coming out, again, this is the replacement pear. Since I put it in, it's already starting to branch. So I won't be sad losing you, because I've got your replacement. Oh, gotta climb under. Same thing for here. This one, the emerald drop pluot, it's got its replacement right here. The Chijiro pear will be taking over, and it's branching at my waist. So it should be good. And again, this orient pear is coming out, being replaced with a crimson crisp apple. But they sent out a second set of flowers after, so I'm wondering how they do. If they survive and make the fruit, I'm gonna be torn, and I'm keeping them. Anyway, gooseberry, it's got little gooseberries. The little girls I just had to put up, gummy berries. First year making gummies, well, first full year. And yeah, I've got to air their stuff out. Get a quick look at the backyard going down. So the trails are finally coming, the canopy's finally covering the trail, but the whole center here still needs work. This is a mimosa tree, nitrogen fixer. I know people are going to say, it's invasive, but you know what? So it's not as invasive as the eastern redbud, which is another nitrogen fixer that grows up all over here. So we are on Chicken Road. Now this big pluot tree here, it's pretty tall. I decided I'm going to keep it. So what I did is I planted a native plum underneath it, and I dug it up and just moved it over here. Because as big and beautiful as this is, it kept one plum. Let's see, where you at? Right there. So if it was able to keep one, we'll work on next time. So come down here, keep going. Here's that native plum tree I put in. I'm just gonna do native. And this tree right here, it is the Dapple Supreme is what I have written down, but it says Dapple Dandy on the website, so I have no idea. But this is the toughest tree I've ever seen when it comes to late frost. It held up both years. It's got tons of plums on it. Both years it took several late frost with fruit buds, and none of them died from the frost, but it's a plum cuculio. The plum cuculio gets this one, and I don't care now. It's still got a ton, and I take about 15 to 20 to the trash can every single day because it makes so many. But the Dapple Supreme, I think, is a winner for Zone 7 because it flowers early before anything, but it's tough as nails. I love it. This peach tree, the Alberta and that Alberta, they lost everything from the freezes. I figured they're big enough to start holding fruit, but we'll see. I got their replacements in mind if I need so. All right, and I still hadn't decided. This one is almost of equal toughness, but I don't know if it helped pollinate this. I have no idea. Fuyu persimmon. I think you are dead. Yep. Sad, sad, sad. So, go back. Forgot to mention, here's the persimmon I replaced it with. The Saijo. And then since the Santa Rosa plum is coming out, its replacement right here is a persimmon. It is the Makiwa Jiro Asian persimmon right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that this pawpaw is dead, as well as all of my Siberian pea shrubs are dead. They were all ordered from Burnt Ridge. None of them made it. They were moldy. Anyway, that's why you get so many plants, right? Let's see. So, path going down to the front. Let's see, let's go back up here. Beautyberry, blueberry, not artichoke, but close to it. I forgot what they're called. Blueberries. This is the Korean giant pear, which will be replacing these two. Oh yeah, Bartlett pear's looking good. The new growth already from here, it's already got, shoot, that's over a foot of growth already, and it's not even May. So I'm gonna start letting all my trees sag down like this. I'm not gonna keep fighting to shoot them up, because I've been doing that for years, and I didn't know that vertical growth is discouraging of fruit growth. I had no idea. So I'm changing that. I'm gonna focus on laterals from now on. Let's see. Onto the back porch. All right, I'm trying to make this quick. See if I forgot something. The grapes are still looking good. Tons of new little grape clusters. I got grapes on that fence over there too. Didn't point them out. And I got a new grapevine that I keep training up here, but the dogs keep killing it. But it's already up to right here. So that'll be a new grapevine. Let's see, I transplanted blackberry bushes. You can't even see them. Just poppy. These are buffalo berry, supposed to be nitrogen fixers. Let's see what else. This is another native plum tree. And then over here to take over this Korean pear is it's a peach, Loring peach, but it's not looking happy. I know it's because it's wet and in complete shade. But once it gets its feet in, and I think it's ready, we'll give it. Now, I don't know what this peach tree is. I got it from a friend, but it's got some peaches on it. The only one that does. And I think it's because I had a fan blowing that fire over here, but I'll do that next year too. But yeah, it's got quite a few. The plum curculio already got one, but I'm not too worried about bugs. I'll keep all the, yeah, more peaches. Not bad, but I'll keep all the bugs. I'm cool with that because my approach is to let the soil balance itself out, and that'll take care of the bugs. Right now, I just want to know what plants can fruit and if I meet the basic requirements. So I think we're starting year 3. I know I forgot a lot, but let's go take a look at the front yard. And most of the blueberry bushes survived, but a couple of them got chopped out. Oh yeah, and see the water issue? Water comes down because my yard's on a slope and it pools here and it almost touches the foundation. So I've got a drain pipe that runs out front, but it's level right here with the driveway. There's not much else I can do. So I'll be taking the shovel all year. Next year I'll be making changes and just shoveling some kind of trench water or some type of creek to get the excess flow out there. Let's see. And on here, blackberry vine. I was gonna take out the jasmine, but it started shooting out new growth. I thought it died, but I'm gonna keep the jasmine now. I saw some videos of Paul Gauchi's about his barberries, and they were massive. So I might be taking my barberries out. I can't afford super massive, spiky plants. Okay. This one, I've got high hopes for. This was a pear that I completely jacked up. It was another giant pear, completely jacked up with the pruning, and I decided last year I'm just going to chop it off and just let one stem grow. So the whole tree came down except one, and look at this beautiful branching right away. So I'm happy with that. Now for the garden in the back of the house, like I said, I got to figure out a way. I've got tons of drainage, little pipes coming out, but it ain't enough. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it right, and it's got to look good. So I planted a bunch of asparagus here. I don't know if you can tell how deep the raised bed is, but the runoff from that yard, this is a vetch clover patch right here, just runs out, puddles, and just kills. So I lost all my asparagus again. So it's 3 years now, and I think maybe I'll finally plant some asparagus in the right spot this year. So it'll be a couple more years, but why not? Let's take a look at these. I have no idea how to prune these, but